That's disappointing. Ah, let's see how you're doing.
This is it.
Oh, not bad.
Nice.
Nice going! I see. Hey!
The location of Treasure. All that is left is delivering the calling card. We'll need to assemble before we can do that, though.
Yes!
Oh yeah. All we gotta do now. So, when do you want to send it? The early...
No. In my opinion, we should wait until right before the time limit.
May I ask your reasoning behind that idea?
Sai-san is a realist, even if she believes the Phantom Thieves exist. Do you think she knows how they steal hearts? Furthermore, there is a chance she expects that she herself will be targeted.
So because her heart is ready for any possibility, the calling card might not have enough effect?
I only say that theoretically, but I believe so. Hence, it would be prudent for us to wait until we are driven into a corner to act. If we do so with no time to spare, I assume even Sai-san would have to be somewhat agitated.
Ensuring the treasure actually appears. That sounds quite logical. Impressive, Akechi-kun. Though, it is a bit vexing that you know more about my sister than I do.
That's only because of my work as a detective. Well then, if our time limit is November 20th, and we act the day after sending the calling card, shall we send it out on the 18th?
We should prepare as much as we can before then. Well, I can't complain about having more time. Make sure you're ready, everyone.
That means I have time to prepare, right? I came to see you.
Thank you. Hey.
Yeah, sure.
Hey.
Like to stop by LeBlanc today? Could you hear me? Sure.
I'm so glad. Hello, Sakura-san. I'm sorry for asking this of you.
It's all good. Not like I have customers to deal with. So, this is what you grew?
Yes. I'd like an honest opinion from a culinary professional.
Let me see. To be honest, both the taste and appearance are the opposite of what I'd call market grade.
I see.
But it's impressive you managed to grow anything at all up on a rooftop of all places.
I'm honored to hear you say that.
You know, I can't say it tasted good, but it was actually somewhat refreshing. Kind of like how you feel good after taking bitter medicine.
I first came across the plant in my house. It's possible that it's an experimental breed created for use at Okumura Foods. Thank you very much for the input, Sakura-san. I'll take note of that. He's right. That was the same thought I had. I think I understand what Sakura-san meant when he said they were refreshing. I agree. I'm so happy. I didn't expect this hobby of mine to provide value to the Phantom Thieves. This is actually the only thing I can honestly say I'm good at. But it's what I want to do. Oh, then, do you think you could help me out again sometime? Like you did today? It's a deal. We're like real Phantom Thieves. Okay, I'll do my best from now on.
It seems you were probing into a certain conglomerate. There's the possibility you even infiltrated their company building. Perhaps some sort of connection? Tell me about this person.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the Empress persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
All right.
Still, he was right. The taste leaves much to be desired. Thank you.
If there are any vegetables you like in particular, just let me know. sounds good. Well, this is my own way of contributing to the Phantom Teas.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Ah, you're back.
Inmate.
Yeah, there's the assignment.
Hey, hey!
Ah, there it is.
Welcome! What do you play?
What do you want to do?
Thank you!
Let's play some darts.
Hey!
Yes. Well,
Come on, bro. Let's play some darts.
I see.
Oh shit, I missed.
All right. I'll give it a try. Do your best.
Whoa.
There we go.
Speaking of which, I'll give it a try. Let us leave it at that then. Do your best.
Whoa.
For real?
I don't think we're gonna do it, no. We're gonna miss a couple points. Yeah, that was a bust. Yeah, let's do it one more time. We're gonna do it this time.
Well...
For real?
There we go.
All right. I'll give it a try. Do your best.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
I see. Speaking of which, I'll give it a try. Let us leave it at that then.
Well, it's up to you now. Best of luck to you.
Do your best.
Can do 250s, and I can try to get the 1, right? Okay. Then I just need to get 1. Perfect.
This is amazing.
It's a finish. Playing darts in pairs isn't so bad.
I see now.
Damage up and HP recover. Perfect. Oh sure, let's do it, Morgana. Wait, how is Morgana gonna throw the dart?
Now then.
Wait, is Morgana gonna throw the dart? How's that gonna work? Isn't Morgana a cat?
For real? Whoa. Yes. I'll be back. This is where I come in.
Oh my god, Morgana's actually throwing darts. That's funny.
Yes. It's all yours. For real?
This is my last round. This is starting to get interesting.
This is where I come in.
You can do it, Morgana. Stop getting the 1. Okay, the 20's good. That's good.
Okay,
This is the last round. I know you'll come true.
it's all yours.
Okay. We'll get a 50. Then after that...
For real?
Okay, I need 20 trees. So get a 20, then get the tree.
Okay.
I just need a tree. Right over... Where's the tree? Oh, there it is. Perfect.
Nice!
Nobody can beat us when we're teamed up.
We're on a roll!
Damage up and HP recover and SP recover. Perfect.
This is good!
All right.
That was rather exciting.
That should do it for now.
Goodbye.
Downtown earlier I got some info that I can turn a blind eye to. I got 2 S2 passes. Wanna go check it out? Sure. See you tomorrow. Good night. According to my intel, there's a cheater who frequents this arcade. He gets his opponent to bet money and then cheats to win.
Hey,
Oh, what are you doing here? I'm humoring him. Hey, what you make it sound like I'm just forcing you? A superhero never rests, right? You have to train every day.
Huh?
Superhero? Yeah, I want to do something about that cheater who comes here. A cheater? Oh, maybe it was the guy I just beat. I handed him his ass to him and he ran home crying. I was rusty at first since it wasn't gotten about, but it was easy once I got the hang of it. What, really? But you're just a kid. So what? Age is irrelevant. You know, I've seen your face somewhere before.
Oh,
Oh, are you the Shinya Oda, the gaming prodigy? Don't address me without an honorific. Who are you anyway? Don't remember me? We fought once in a tournament. It's me, Machine Man. Not ringing a bell. I've fought way too many people. You'd only stick out in memory if you were in anything special. Wow, you really are the king. The way you talk sounds cool, so cool. Who's this guy, your friend? More or less. What's that supposed to mean? We are friends.
hey!
Do you have some spare time? Want to go check out the theme park? There's no gun about there, but I'm getting annoyed with all the people watching me. Let's go. Hey, can you join us? Yeah, you can come along. Also, kinda knew the king had a big heart.
see you.
Ah, you're back.
Hey, hey! My!
Good morning, Moon-chan. Adios. The fantasies are all over the newspaper. We're outlaws now. Where the point can send calling card, but it makes me anxious to sit around and wait. How about you? Makes me antsy too.
Yes!
Also heard the same. Calls like these make me think about a lot of things, even more so since we can't afford to fail. We're sending the car on the 18th. It's a ways away, but I'd like to spend these days wisely.
Oh, no.
I'm not the casino city in Las Vegas. It was a dream when I was there. I might not like it, but I'm good at card games. 4 suit of cards all symbolize something. By the way, John, look at this.
How about you?
Clubs is a club. Diamonds is a gem. So what does spade represent? No, it's not a spear. It has to be a sword, right? Because it was like in medieval times, right? Back in the day or something like that. Probably a sword. So the spade would have to be the sword.
This is it.
Excellent.
Perfect. Spade is a sword. Almost looks like one if you squint, right? And the heart is the holy grail. The heart was originally drawn as a cup. Yeah, I knew about the heart. Sword to a knight, holy grail to a saint, gem to a merchant, club to a peasant. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Nice going! Yeah!
14 days until we can send a calling card.
Hey!
Hey, shouldn't you tell the others about that target and mementos? Oh, there's a target and mementos? Wait a second. Request. Yeah, there is a target. Okay, we can do that. Beforehand, the mementos. Yeah, view requests. Are you curious about the mementos? There's no point letting time go to waste while we wait there. Can do poor last job. Imagine how the public views us. Let us help those in need. Hold up, we have some new intel on a mementos target today.
Listen up!
This one's especially dangerous. Ex-mercenary assassin. I could tell he acts like a homeless man, but secretly carries out assassination contracts. Oh, that sounds pretty dangerous. If not, even the police can deal with him. It's time for us to step in.
Really?
It would be bad if we left such a dangerous guy out on the loose. We have to change his heart. We need to take down the evil that can't be judged by law. No objections, right?
Yep.
Alright, we're good to go. If you're okay with it, that's a unanimous decision. Okay, all that's left now is to take down the target and mementos. The killer who cleans out the trash.
Come on, let's go.
The Metanav is reacting. Oh, there's a new area? A new area we can go, okay. The new area has been confirmed in the DAS updating guidance information. Looks like their mementos has expanded. Go see where the change has occurred, Joker.
Begin the infiltration!
I'm sensing the target is in a deeper area. Gotcha, let's go deeper then.
Focus.
We made it to the...
Oh, Jose's here. Hi, Jose. Okay, I'll see. So do you do this with these, but do this over here, and looks like it's not going to work just yet. Here you go, mister. Thanks for showing it to
Can I
me.
ask you something?
So the crystal is still linked to the distortion somewhere else. As long as it's connected to that place, the crystal can't reach its full potential. Could you show them to me once you get rid of that place? But I'll be able to turn into something neat. I need more points.
Oh, a treasure chest! Mementos, palaces.
I leveled up.
We made it to the...
So it has to be deeper then. Ah, there it is. There it is, Krutani's shadow. I got chills just looking at him. He's an ex-missionary who is now a professional assassin. He's no ordinary person.
Yes.
If even the police can't handle him, then it's up to us to take care of him. Let's approach him with caution. Here, I bet that idiot from earlier put in a request for you. Sorry, but I don't plan on going a little way. Playing hero should go home to your mamas.
What?
My skills exceed yours.
The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
Manifest.
Yeah, he's not weak to curse.
Robot knocked down. He needs cover. Persona. Shall we?
What could be his weakness?
Persona. Yuya Picaro. Now,
Rose
my
up
redemption.
again. It's payback time.
Persona.
Persona. How's this? It didn't work.
He does not get confused. Maybe I can just put him to sleep.
This one.
Nope. Okay. Die maybe.
Ravage them.
Let me handle this. Squeal like a pig. Amazing, Panther.
Let's go.
They're done for.
Well, that works out. Well, listen to what I've got to say first. The people that kill are all criminals. They escaped the law and the police can't touch them. I'm just like you phantom thieves. I'm working to get rid of evil in this world, so let me go. You're not the same as us. Sorry, but we're not the same. As phantom thieves would never murder people. Don't help me, I don't want to disappear.
Don't be ridiculous.
So now we can open this door here. We unlock a new area. It's open. We can now expand the range of our exploration. Let's get going. Ah, yeah, it looks like we made it in time to some kind of new area. Well, this place is a lot bigger than what I've heard. I expect the shadows here will be strong too, be careful.
See it.
There's a shadow.
Oh, they're not that strong. They're still green. I wonder how many floors are in this area. Probably more than the other one. How many floors does this place go? Even I don't know. The only thing I can say is the sheer scale of this place is astronomical. Yeah, but come on, we all know that already. Mona, you're always trying to act cool in front of Nora. That's not true, I just want to make sure she knew. Okay, so let's increase. I could wait till I can get 10 to increase XP up again, or money. Actually, I kind of need more of this, so we'll put this as well. There we go. Actually, give me these. Perfect.
We reached the point. Shadows detected.
Let's see it.
Arrow rest spot. Yeah, let's take a break. Right, let's get out of here.
What do you want to do? Hey! Okay, quiet down.
Alright, everyone, quiet down. Changing my lesson today. Instead of regular class, we'll be reviewing the last week's materials. I suggest you listen carefully, but don't think you can slack off. I absolutely won't allow it.
Hey!
It's a signal I think we can slack off today.
What do you want to do?
Read.
What are your thoughts?
Hey, why don't we try asking Futaba to look into the culprit behind the psychotic breakdowns? That's a great idea. Why don't I think of that? Hey, I suppose Futaba's ability to process for information is truly world class after all. Damn, you're smart, Haru. I already did. And I know so much now, it's hard to make heads or tails of them. Suspicious people appear, then they disappear. It's been over and over again. So they are manipulating information to keep anyone from reaching the truth. Well, there's one thing I know for sure. Whoever we're going against now is more dangerous than we can possibly imagine.
Hey!
Let's go talk to Futaba then. Well, sorry about what happened to Akihabara. I really messed up. Futaba looks depressed. Maybe you should cheer up. I guess you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, we could work together.
Oh, that's right. All right.
Time to get my ideas ready. Yeah. Learn about my generation. I believe I need more info. Have more normal conversation with people. How's that? Sounds good.
Settled.
All right.
You have to fully map your floor with mementos when entering that floor. Oh, nice. That's useful. So, if I finish all promises, do you think I could have a reward? Sure. But having a reward waiting at the finish line will totally push me onward. Anyway, I got this. Yeah, I'm kind of exhausted from making a list, so... Tomorrow, I got this. Tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna make like a hedgehog and roll out of here. Yep, just like Sonic. Just like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ah, you're back.
Oh, this was wonderful. It's been a while. So relaxing, right? Spent a lot of time in these when I was young.
So,
To the prince, but my family situation is a little complicated. By the time I was old enough to realize my father was absolutely gone, my mother all I had. My mother worked at a nightclub whenever she had to bring a man home. She'd send me off to the local bathhouse. She did what she had to do. It was certainly better than me staying. She quit the nightlife jobs as soon as she could and raised me while doing what part-time work she could. The only one who deserves blame is my father. the worthless degenerate excuse of a man who abandoned my mother. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty harsh. I want to force him to finally give her an apology to he owes her, but that's no longer possible. Sorry to mean for our conversation to get so depressing. Actually, are you alright? I know the hot water can make people dizzy. Oh, this is nothing. I'm still good to go. I feel like I'm barely starting to feel warmed up.
It was quite
That's refreshing.
nice.
These really taste the best, but when you're just out of the bath, I think I feel a little lightheaded. I'm just fine. Enough of the tough guy act. Your entire body is bright red. This is the first time I've ever taken a bath like this. I wonder why I told you. Curious. Because we get along. But I imagine maybe we are pretty similar deep down. We're both victims of adults who unfairly impacted our lives. I think you're right.
Yes.
I'm even more sure of that after having talked with you. This is pretty deep conversation.
All right. Goodbye then.
There's going to be a festival in Sakura tomorrow. I'm thinking of attending. Seems they only hold it about this time of year. Would you care to join? Sure. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm glad I could come here to return last year's Kamode. Thank you for helping me out, and sorry. No need to apologize. Oh, that's sweet of you. Anyway, wasn't the Kumade heavy? Father always bought huge elaborate ones for good fortune. They even reported on TV. We can't get a new one for this year, though. I'm thinking of buying one for the Phantom Thieves instead. If we set that up in the hideout, I feel like something good will happen. Something drew me to this festival. Little I know I'd run into former CEO's daughter tangled in the case. With that Prince Boring I've seen so many times before, no less. I think this means we need an interview. Leave Harry alone. Oh, how trouble is she? Is she your girlfriend? Are you an acquaintance of his? What's this about an interview? I've interviewed him before. I would have thought a high-class lead like yourself would be out of his league. She's my friend. I see. Well, it seems like I'm intruding, so I'll get out of your way. Be wary of the mass media, especially when it comes to men. Oh, okay. It's fine.
I see.
I sure hope so. That was an interesting acquaintance. Also, she cooperated with you. Maybe I should have asked her to take a photo of us as a memento. Well, let's regroup and buy that kunmade. This kunmade is a bit different, but at least it's cute. Well then, please put this up in the hideout.
Thank you.
There we go, went on the day with Haru. That's good.
Hey.
People, there's tons of foreigners here too. It's like a festival. Do you think it's like this every day? What are we gonna do here? I'm not interested in temples. Let's walk around and eat. Really? I thought we were going to a temple. Oh, I smell something good. Oh, you figured it out, right. I haven't been able to eat lunch at all.
Thanks.
Thanks for bringing me here.
Later.
This time we're talking about court trials. Today we'll be learning about what you're asking if the Phantom Thieves would be given a trial if they get caught. Of course they would. All they would need to do is prove a link between the deaths and their activities. In short, they would be put on trial. Hey.
You know it,
Tell me,
right?
how old you have to be to listen in on a trial? Huh? Wouldn't be. I don't think it matters.
This is it. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You're 0 or 85, doesn't matter. But it's basically open to the public, meaning you can all attend. I imagine the visitors' seats will be full of Phantom Thieves who were put on trial.
Nice going. Hey.
We'll send the Carnia tea, which means there's only 10 days left, yes.
Good day.
Oh, Patios-chan. What are your thoughts on this flower bill? I brought it here in the hopes of doing some curious gardening.
Yeah.
Still diligent. Oh, can harvest vegetable? Nice. Came to see you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're quite skilled. Soil would be so healthy if you would be here more often. Honestly, I'm surprised that my gardening can be of use to the work of the Phantom Thieves. This started as a hobby, so it's amazing to see it transform into a more practical skill. Beyond this, I've actually begun raising plants of my own at home. Coffee beans. You like coffee? Actually, I'm more of a tea person. I always make sure to have at least 10 varieties on hand for my morning and afternoon tea. Anyway, I recently discovered the joy in the taste of aroma of coffee. I used to think it was purely bitter, but now I understand the depth of its flavor. To tell you the truth, I wasn't even able to drink it before. Oh, pardon me, I was just thinking back into the past. Can I share with you again? As mentioned before, I cannot bring myself to trust any of the employees at Okimura Foods. For as long as I can remember, the company has been run by my father. Being liked by him was always very important. Some employees would even come to integrate themselves to me. Since his passing, things have gotten unruly. Most evidently, people have started trying to use my influence as majority shareholder to oust other employees. They say they come to meet me out of respect, but I know they really just want to use me. I've heard so many rumors. The worst ones are about Takakura-san, the new president. They say he was thrilled to hear my father passed. There may be truth to that, though. He's been with the company for years, but has only started being nice to me recently. He even offered to assist me with asset management. I fear he has an ulterior motive. What do you mean? Well, he even went as far as to recommend me I sell my share the other day. He said I could make a fortune. But I realized that if I did so, he would be able to strike the Gokura name completely. Takakura-san must be scheming to take the company for himself. At least it's possible. This is a complex issue. Indeed it is. None of the advice I've gotten so far has been helpful either. Everyone only speaks out of their own self-interest.
Yes.
Thank you for today, though. I feel a little better after talking about it to this. Oh, and don't worry, I'll make sure I keep myself motivated, even if through these difficult times.
All right.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna ask you something. Not really important. What vegetable do you like the most? I might as well grow things that everyone likes. Let's go with the carrot. I have seedlings for that. I can grow quite a few.
Ah, you're back.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
Hello, Haru.
It's such a pleasant atmosphere.
The atmosphere here is so warm. Thank you for inviting me. I'm pretty excited for the drinks.
Oh,
Sector's going to be singing today. So wonderful to listen in person. I can feel the words in my heart.
and this drink.
Delicious. Maybe I'll try making one of these myself. Taking care of the flowers involves carrying a lot of heavy fertilizer. And it is quite heavy, you know. Sometimes my back starts to hurt. When I'm rubbing my back, I think to myself that must look like an old lady. Oh my god.
Over already? That was so much fun.
All right.
Oh, so it does increase the stat. Nice. In the day we gotta carry out the plan. There's only 11 days left. Time is really slipping away. What will happen to us if we fail? We won't fail. It's kind of tough to say that for sure, though. Maybe we can't lose heart before we've even done anything. If we do that, we'll just mess everything up. Even the parts we can definitely succeed in. You actually said something wise for once. You want to fight? You two get along now. How so? That is an outrageous claim. That's what I should be saying. Come on, stop it. Let's try to keep tensions low. We're all feeling anxious. Even you, Makoto? Yes, I can't really be helped this time. That's not how I raised you. Get hold of yourself, Yuji. Why are you singling me out? Let's get started on this promise list. The first one is go somewhere with lots of people. Oh, I've got a perfect place. Akihabara Wars, Revenge of the Futaba. You're going to Akihabara. Be careful out there. Hey, did you see that tablet earlier? Whoever drew that picture was a real pro. Not as good as Inari though. He's got practically preview on art. Yes. Oh, what's going on? There's a super limited sale at the PC section. 3 terabytes for only 500 yen? What a steal. That's gonna sell out in seconds. And made it, I'm trapped in the home appliance kingdom. The 3 terabyte war rages on outside. There are just so many people. I don't know if I can last much longer. And call cut. Maybe I should look for Futaba. There you are. I what? I found you. I didn't think I was gonna see you until the end of time. But I thought about you while I was wandering around the store, and bam, a wild patios appeared. Good to see you again. As you relieve, one incredible coincidence. Me too. Wait a tick, I just finished a promise. Go somewhere with lots of people. But I am awesome, or what? It's all because of the 3 terabyte war, though. Oh, and because you brought me here. I, Futaba Sakura, hereby thank thee.
All right.
I didn't know though. I panicked hard when I was soloing that dungeon. I think not being with you is kind of scary though. Alright then, I'm gonna go add another goal to the list. Being okay without you around. Might be a long quest line, but I'll finish it someday. Phew, I'm tired.
Okay, going home.
Hey, it's me. Thanks for your help today. So I beat the go somewhere with lots of people goal. First try, too bad. I'm still not sure how I'm supposed to beat OK without you around. But at this pace, I'll clear in no time, right? You will. Yeah, I'm getting pumped up. I can handle the boss rush. Bring it on. Anyway, I guess the point is I gotta grind for now. Leveling up for a big encounter is basic stuff. Gotta level up.
Ah, you're back.
Goodbye.
Hey!
My neighbors have been careless lately on garbage day. The crows are crawling away at the morning. The city makes us only keep them away at the start. Crows are quick learners. On that note, do you all know how to write the kanji for crow? The characters for bird and crow look very similar, but the latter has one fewer line. What do you think? Isn't it easy to confuse the bird?
Do you know the answer?
The line in the character for bird has a line that the character for crow doesn't. It represents the eye. Okay, wait. Do you know why it's missing the character for crow? Because the eyes are hard to see.
This is it.
Way to go!
That's right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I see. That makes a lot of sense now that you mention it. Yeah.
Nice going!
Next promise on the list, go to school, right? Pretty hard stuff for the second boss.
All right, let's do it!
Huh?
I see.
Really?
Um...
And this is the other time I ate strawberry with ketchup on it. I didn't notice because they're both red. It was really gross. I don't care if it's just pretty boring, huh? Let's move on. This is a school library. We have all the regular academic fare here, textbook and a couple of the study guides. We also have a few manga and light novels at the request of some especially vocal students. So many books. Back in school, I memorized the titles of all the books on the shelf in just one glance. The other kids thought I was making it up when I told them though. But then when I recited all the titles to prove it, they just laughed and called me a freak. Am I weird? No, you're talented. I don't want to be talented when it's gonna creep people out. School's the worst. Well, move along. One of the classrooms remain though. On the second thought, maybe we should pass on those today. Shall we head back? I'm sorry, Futaba.
No.
Don't be. It's my fault. I remembered all that stuff on my own. I guess dwelling in the past is just a bad habit of mine. Not at all. You're so nice.
But...
Honestly, it's clear how much you've improved recently. You would never have gotten so worried about this before. Huh? Worrying about something's the first step toward changing it. In school like this is a huge breakthrough. You're doing great.
Ooh.
Wait, so you're happy with me even though I got totally depressed? Is this like saying about when life gives you lemons? Maybe I could take lemonade for the Phantom Thieves.
You're right.
That would be wonderful. Yeah, let's go get some lemonade.
All right.
Okay, going home. Okay?
Thanks so much for showing me around school. Feeling crazy fulfilled, but also super tired. Such high-level dungeon every day. High-level dungeon. I still think I'd run out of MP way too fast. The real world is scary. Well, you need more training. I know, but this is so much work. I'm used to falling back on cash shop equipment. Are you telling me you're pay to win, lol? But I do feel like I'm making a lot of progress thanks to you. In the next goal, gotta focus on healing. when you need to, right? I can't just keep getting carried through all this. I gotta learn how to fend for myself. I only started to take care of these plants just because of one of my teachers asked me to. I was hesitant at first, but I liked it so much that I kept them long past the original requests. I started mixing my own fertilizer, adjusting the soil ratios, now raise these plants in a complete secret. But I'm worried what this school might do if they found out about this. A phantom thief doesn't worry. Alright, well, I guess I'll have to make sure that this stays an underground operation. Or maybe a rooftop operation. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Honestly, I really enjoyed the time we spent together. It's so different from how I feel when I'm around. This whole arrangement began when my father first introduced us around the winter. I was meeting his friend for dinner, but then he said that friend was to be my fiancée. It was surprising, but I suppose I had always known I would someday be married off. So I accepted it, and that was the start of our relationship. Oh, but no relationship stuff happened, just to be clear. Anyway, I was never exactly fond of him to begin with, but now he has grown far worse. Recently he's been suggested that we go on an early honeymoon together to celebrate our coming marriage. I can't even stand to look at him though, let alone spend any actual prolonged time together. So what can I say to decline his offer? I'm afraid of flying, yeah, let's do that one. I suppose it would be best to simply be clear about it. As you know, my father passed away before he could fulfill his promise to rescind the marriage proposal. So any conversation about putting a halt to the marriage will have to come from me. To tell the truth, I've already mentioned it to my fiancé. But he refuses to listen to a single word I have to say. Apparently he's even been telling the employees at Creamer Fruits about the contract he made with my father. How the company would have to pay extreme reparations if it got called off for any reason. I just don't know how to handle this. I can postpone while I'm still in high school, but after that... Thinking about it now, it seems my father's death has turned out to be quite favorable for my fiancé. After all, he's now engaged to the majority shareholder of a massive company. I suppose in the end, all he really cares about is his own personal gain. And that's not what a relationship is supposed to be. It should be something more. Something like, so intense that just seeing the other person makes your chest tighten.
I'm not so sure.
Have you experienced something like that? Oh, really? That's romantic. I'm actually jealous. Oh, but there's no spark like that with my fiancé. Spending time with him is almost like some kind of training.
Yes.
Still, any hardship I go through now will surely help the Phantom Thieves. I'll eventually get through this. Against for follow attack if Joker's attack does not go down the enemy. That's good.
Alright.
Hearing a voice. Have you ever listened to your voice from a recording? Were you surprised? It's because when you hear your voice normally, you hear it through your bones. Really, you hear a voice through your bones? The voice you hear in the recording that makes you feel uncomfortable is unmistakably your own voice. Now then, Shankun. Has hearing someone's voice over the phone ever felt strange to you?
Do you know the answer?
I wonder, do you know why voices sound different over the phone? No. It has to be this one.
This is it. Well done.
Correct, I'm surprised you knew the answer. The sound is synthetic, it's practically not even their voice anymore. Yeah, because it's made out of metal. Yeah. Because if you're listening to someone's voice through the phone, it's basically not technically their voice, it's like a digital version of their voice.
Nice going! I see. Hey.
So the next promise is, learn about my generation. Yeah, I think I can do the next one. Have a normal conversation with a stranger my age. Where can I find lots of people?
Alright, let's go!
I need no time like the present. Come on, let's go.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I've actually started getting pretty close. Not like that's a bad thing though. Anyway, be careful out there. So we've arrived at the diner. I've heard all about the unlimited fountain drinks at these places. Well, where are they? I don't see them anywhere.
Hi.
Oh, John. I'm grabbing here with a girl. Is this a friend of yours? Oh, he's in my class.
Oh, that's right!
Oh, how about I ask him to help with my promise? What promise? Well... You just want to have a regular conversation? Just wait, you're saying that your girl wants to talk to me?
Yeah.
See, in that case, I don't have a choice. Now it's over. I'll just have to help you out.
Really?
Oh, you're so nice. My name's Futaba Sakura, and don't you forget it. Okay. I'm Yuki Mishima, but everyone just calls me Mishima. It seems like help always comes my way when I need it the most. Maybe my luck stack is really high. I think you're right. Like, yeah, I could probably roll a natural 20 right now if you ask me. D&D terms, yeah. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons, yeah.
Let me see.
So you want to learn more about our generation? I doubt it'll be easy to explain. You've the unknown frontier. Maybe I should try talking about my hobbies. Do you like computers?
Yes.
Oh, I'm always online. Oh, me too. What sites do you use? I usually keep to forums myself. Or are you more into streaming? I'd gladly subscribe to your channel. Wait, do you by chance run one of those Reese channels? You need to be super courageous to do that though. Oh, that's the first time I've heard anyone actually say that out loud. Oh, that's all you took from the conversation?
I see!
Oh, I've got it. It's overwhelming forgettable appearance, generic speech style, and total lack of... Nishima, are you an NPC? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's savage. But it'd be even more savage to lie about what he is. And besides, NPCs are an important piece in the jigsaw puzzle of gaming. You're not making this any better.
Alright!
Anyway, I'm glad you spawned here. I killed 2 promises with 1 Nishima today. Learn about my generation and have a normal conversation with a stranger. Yes. I think I gained a ton of XP. It's all because of you brought me here. Thanks. Ah, Nishima, you got called an NPC.
All right. Yes.
Alright, let's do it!
Ah, you're back.
Only 1 week remaining. That's how much time we got to nab the treasure. There's that, but it's also how much longer we'll get to stay as the Phantom Thieves. Yeah. That you mention it, it is quite an odd feeling. I've been trying to avoid thinking about that until the time actually comes. Did you remember? I did. Amazing. I guess all we can do now is to do this shit like we always do. Yeah, for Makoto's sister. Thank you, everyone.
Hey! Well then.
Sure, let's go visit. Let's go see it. Thank you. Movie theater in Shinjuku. Okay.
Please, no! The elephant! It's coming this way! Game over.
All right.
Oh! Thank you!
Don't look like a bunch of dead fish. I know you were up late. I always wake up at sunrise on the other hand, kids these days. But Sean, are you awake? Look at this map.
Why don't you try?
You know that you can see the sunrise Dios at the top of Mount Fuji, right? Tell me, why is that? Because of the high altitude?
This is it. Exactly.
Ooh, that's right. The more east and south you go, the earlier the sun rises. However, what affects it the most is the altitude. So excluding the outlying islands, the sun rises earliest on Mount Fuji. Wow, really? Well, yeah, the higher up you are, the earlier you're gonna see the sun.
Nice going!
Wow, you must be really smart to be able to answer that question like that.
Ah. Hey,
Only 4 days. Should be able to ask him my current stuff, my guts level. What? That was a custom gun that I modified to make it look like as real as possible. I had a customer who was interested in it. He helped me out by smuggling it out of here, so that I didn't get caught by those detectives. You're an accomplice now, so don't go snitching. I got everything on my security camera. I'm interested in guns. Huh.
Hey,
Want to talk in the back?
who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you? A gun enthusiast.
At your age? Well, I guess you got the heart of an enthusiast. You're a strange one, kid. Wait a sec. Yeah, this could work. Hey, I can grant that wish of yours, but you better have the money. These things are worth hundreds of thousands of yen per unit. Sometimes they even reach the millions, depending on how I feel. You're not bluffing, are you, kid? May actually make you more useful if you are. Look, I ain't a bad dude. I've been known to compromise from time to time. For example, you help me out with my business, smuggling goods, destroying evidence, and as a reward, I'll introduce you to the special menu, with good prices for a punk like you. What do you say? Not bad, huh? That's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Gotta fight evil with evil. I need a pawn of my own. Don't talk to no one about this. Got it? Just follow my orders.
Won't be able to help to get much stronger if I don't accept his offer.
Now what's it gonna be? You gonna take my deal or not?
I'll do what I can.
That's fine. Okay, I'll work on that special menu for you. You should be grateful.
It seems you had model guns in your possession as well. Their detail goes beyond a simple hobby. I'm sure some people believed those guns were real. You'll tell me how you procured them, won't you? Spill it!
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the Hanged Man persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
All right.
Oh yeah, when I don't got any business going on, I'll have you do some miscellaneous chores. Clean, run errands. There's plenty for you to do around here. Must be pretty exciting for an enthusiast like you, huh? Hey.
When I text you from that ID, it'll be because I need help. Just, you know, if you got caught or anything, I never met you. Nothing to do with me, you clear? If you want something, you're gonna have to work for it. Leave it to me. We'll see if you're actually up to it. We've got a deal now, so you'd better put in some work.
Later.
But that's for today. Head on home, part-timer.
Oh, yes.
The defenders had a hand in that. Many of those shows had noble thieves and shitty people. Given current trends, it may be seen as insensitive. Izumi Kozo was one of the gentleman thieves in Edo period. According to one theory, he stole over 1 billion yen, making him the most wanted man of the era. Now then, Shunkun.
Do you know the answer?
He was to be paraded through the city and punished in a very particular way. How was he punished? Oh, I think it's this. No, he was not hanged or not set fire. I don't think he was confiscated because no one knew where they were. Right? Probably this.
This is it. Very good.
That's right, one of the most severe punishments of the Edo period, in fact. Before his execution, they did something to his appearance. They put a light makeup and lipstick on him and made him wear a beautiful kimono. Then parading him around the town was sort of a performance back in the day. The citizens wouldn't be satisfied if he had looked shabby. But he got it right. Is he really a criminal? Seems like a punk, but maybe he's actually serious about studying.
Nice going!
Oh well. Another answer probably answered.
Hey.
Do you remember how I mentioned before about my newfound interest in coffee? Well, I've decided to start studying the topic more seriously by going out to places like this. I've been keeping it a secret from my fiancé though. You see, just a single cup of dark Harvard coffee here costs roughly 6,000 yen. That's pricey.
Yes.
Indeed, it certainly takes some courage to order it, but I expect it to be worth the price. After all, my father always told me to never skimp when it comes to learning experiences. Well, shall we order? I'll be paying for your cup as well. Let me cover the bill. You're such a gentleman. But allow me to handle this. I invited you after all. Top that, aren't you supposed to always listen to your elders? I wonder how it will taste. Well, here we go. Wait, did I hear that right? It's coffee made from elephant poop? What? So will I be able to avoid litigation? Somehow settle on decent terms? You don't need to worry. When about your shares, you should consider letting the company hold on to them for the time being. I'm sure you have enough on your plate already, given everything that's happened to you.
No.
Well, I'm sorry to bring that up while you two aren't enjoying yourselves here. Aside, how are things going with Sugimura-gun? You know, these days you need to reserve a wedding hall almost a year in advance if you want a good one. Sometimes it worries me how laid back you are. Right, we're in the process. Well, I should be heading back to the office. Oh, but please allow me to pay for your drinks. No, that's quite alright. Oh, and about your shares, I can handle them for now. I'm going to protect that which my father left for me. I understand. Please do try to reconsider, though. Well then, if you'll excuse me. He seemed nice enough. Yeah, apparently he has somewhat of a cult following among the other employees. But there are others who seem to think he's a dishonest villain, which side should I trust? Right now the most prevalent rumor about Takemura's son is that he was pleased by my father's passing. I mean, he was certainly the person who stood for the benefit. It's hard to deny that fact. But he says he's trying to rebuild a company image. I just can't tell if he really means it. You know, sometimes I wonder what life would be if I didn't have money, if I was normal. Don't get me wrong, the company's definitely important, but it's often nothing more than a source of stress. With you guys, though, I feel like I actually belong. That's why I'm going to work extra hard to make sure my harvest turns out great.
All right.
Alright, Uskun, sorry about that awkwardness today. You took the time off your schedule to hang out with me, but we ended up dealing with my own trauma. I don't mind. Thanks, that relief to hear. Lately I felt suffocated. I don't know what to do to trust anyone. But it's reassuring to have someone like you, someone who listens. I'm going to do whatever I can to look forward into Takakura. I might come to you to help again. See you later.
You like it here?
So happy that I'm here talking with you again. Isn't this Jap Club nice? I how not a lot of people really know this place.
Yes.
So there was a singer here today. It really is different hearing the real thing. Delicious. It's very well made.
Hey.
A long time ago, a girl from another class confessed her love for me. Oh, this isn't me bragging, by the way. At the time, the only thing on my mind was how exactly I was going to turn her down. I'm terrible, aren't I? I think so too, but I have something that I must do.
I feel a bit different today.
You talk more than I was expecting. I suppose the atmosphere of this place does that. Even aimless chatting can help you to realize certain things. It wasn't a bad experience though.
This is a nice change of pace. All right. I had fun today.
Looks like I was able to get to work. Time flies when you have fun, doesn't it?
Goodbye.
Hey! We're going over.
Fine, Cassine. Would you panic just from seeing a graph? I don't get it. Complicated formula gets condensed down to a single line. Isn't it simple and elegant? All of them have distinctive shapes. That's in the imagination. Now then, take a look at these graphs.
Give me an answer.
Do you know what the name of this graph is? Your hint is snails. Cochleoid?
This is it.
Precisely.
That's correct. Oh, okay, I see what it was. Okay. There are many other graphs. For example, the devil's curved, called out because it looks like a Chinese yo-yo, called a Diablo. There's nothing particularly diabolical about it otherwise. Shankun seems kind of smart, doesn't he?
Nice going! Oh, Senpai!
Oh, hi, Kasumi.
There's something I'd like to discuss with you.
Sure.
Would you mind if I joined you for lunch?
Yes. No, not at all.
Thank you. Alright, let's head to the roof. It's starting to get rather cold, isn't it? Sorry to bring you here. This is something I oughtn't really bring up around other people. Senpai, are you still planning to continue on as the Phantom Thieves?
Why do you ask?
Lately, I haven't been hearing any positive gossip about the Phantom Thieves. Despite how much people cheered on your cause, even though they knew nothing about you or your friends, all they do now is speak ill of the Phantom Thieves. I know it's not my place to say this, considering I turned down your offer to join and all. But this change in attitude is simply awful. They're doing the exact same thing to you all that they did to me. Yet, you're still going to keep at it? Why, Senpai?
There's unfinished business.
Unfinished business? So, there's something left you have to do.
Yeah. But don't worry about us. There isn't even a 1 in a million chance that my Phantom Thieves could ever lose.
I see. Well, I won't stop you. However, could I ask a favor? Or rather, could you promise me something? Once things settle down, I'd like you to join me somewhere so we can go have some fun together.
I look forward to it.
I am too. I'm already beginning to look forward to it. So, please be careful out there. Oh, but I plan to keep my other promise I made with you about the physical training. Tomorrow. Is that too sudden? Maybe we should train the day after tomorrow then?
But that day's when...
Another day works better.
I see. Oh, I haven't eaten yet! Come on, Senpai. You need to eat too. No one wins a fight on an empty stomach, you know.
Hey,
How many days left? We'll send the calling card. One, we'll make sure yeah, it's tomorrow. Well, this is impossible. I'm super nervous right now. But at the same time, kind of hype. It's like a dungeon in here.
This drink.
There's this flavor, Supreme, Ultimate, whatever it is, it's good. You know how when you make an instant yakisoba, the package says it's done in 3 minutes, right? What do you think that 3 minutes actually means? Do they mean like pour out the hot water after 3 minutes? Or is it that the moment that all the water is supposed to already be gone, I want to eat them at their best? I gotta go home. Sojourner's gonna start worrying. Not bad spending a day outdoors. My thanks.
Alright.
Increase the stats. Nice.
Thanks for today. Okay?
Dr. Mark, he's really leaving.
It's already been half a year, huh? That sure went by fast.
And finally, we would like Dr. Maruki to share a few last words with the student body. Well, Doctor, if you will.
Good morning, everyone. As the Vice Principal has mentioned, today marks the end of my tenure at Shujin Academy. Over the past several months, I've come to learn about all sorts of conflicts that you students have faced this year. Troubles with romance, with studies. In fact, some of you have financial issues that are awfully similar to my own. At any rate, many of you have come to see me during my time here. Some of you even refer to me as Doc now. But I must say, as I watched you all strive toward your dreams, I feel like I am the one who received an education here. I actually had a certain goal in mind when I was first assigned to this school. However, I lacked the ability to accomplish it on my own. Of course, I have no intention of giving up. Still, I would be lying if I said I'm leaving here today with no regrets. Basically, what I want to say to you all is to learn from me and live your lives without regret. Finally, I know this is rather cliche, but I wish you all the good luck and success in your futures.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I guess things don't always pan out like you expect. Well, that's it. Thank you for having me here this year. Good luck to you all.
Fans sent some fire as usual. Anyways, tomorrow's finally it. I hope everyone remembers. The date of our plan, of course, remember. That means we're sending in a calling card today, right? Yes, today's our only option. Have yet to actually make a move, but I'm certain we have reached our limit. We want to wait as long as possible to have Makoto's sister panic, right? Yes, taking into account today would be the best option. We can speak in more detail about this after. Alright. See you all at LeBlanc.
Boss said he reserved the place just for us. We're free to drink as much coffee as we want.
Ain't this place always empty, though?
We should show appreciation for his kindness, you know.
Let's ignore those details and just be happy with what we have.
We're supposed to be discussing where we should send the calling card. Considering how big the hype's gotten, she'll probably just think it's a prank, won't she?
I could always put it on Sai-san's desk. People know me there, so I could gain access easily.
That's not a good idea. If you're the only one who can get in there, it'll be easily traced back to you.
I'll do it. I can just tell her it came for her in the mail. That would be the least risky method. No matter what she asks, I'll tell her I don't know anything.
But Makoto, that's...
You're our leader, so this will be up to you. Should we leave the calling card to Makoto?
I trust her.
Is that really the only way?
I'll be okay. I've already traversed far more dangerous ground than this.
We will leave it to you then. Thank you for agreeing to this. I will need to step up my game as well to make up for it.
Very well then. We'll enter from in front of the courthouse. Does 6 o'clock in the evening work for everyone?
Yup, got it.
Same as always. Well then, let's get ready for tomorrow. Dismissed. Okay.
Tomorrow's the final day, and all that's left to carry out the operation that Makoto outlined earlier.
Anyway.
We just need to hand it over as long as we can to get it to Nejima.
Madame Sae Nijima, a great sinner of jealousy. You have lost yourself amidst your obsession with success. For its sake, you are even willing to promote injustice as justice. From the Phantom Thieves.
I found it in our mailbox.
To think they would send me one. They brand me a criminal and plan to change my heart? What nonsense! They only care about disposing of those who are an inconvenience for them. Fine. I'll just have to catch them first.
And when you do, you're going to interrogate them, right? In some kind of underground room, was it?
Why do you ask?
Oh, I just remembered you mentioning something like that before.
That's right. It will be in a special interrogation room underground. My time will be limited, but I will do whatever it takes to make them divulge their secrets.
Let's do this fair and square.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
I should probably be getting back. It's late, but I should contact the director and let him know about this calling card. I expect things will calm down a little once this case is over. Once that happens, why don't we go on a trip to some hot springs? Just the two of us.
Sis. I'm on your side. I won't let anyone do anything to you.
What an odd girl.
Do you need to make a call? I'll head up to my room then.
I'm sorry for calling so late. This is Nijima. There's something I need to inform you of. I received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves. It was addressed to me directly and... Stand by? And you've transferred command of the investigation to someone else? No, of course not. Yes. I understand. I'll remain on standby until further instructions. Please excuse me.
Okay.
Good about going out tomorrow. We need to prepare for tomorrow. By the way, I believe it went well. Thanks, Mako. It's all going according to plan. It was finally come to this. I actually feel somewhat nervous. Don't freak out so much that you screw up, alright? You don't want to talk. I asked that you go easy on me. Well then, see you tomorrow. Hold on a sec. Crow, go over to the operation again before you leave. Just as we discussed earlier, is it not? It's our future, we must ensure we're fully prepared. Very well. Objective is stealing the sized treasure. We'll meet at the courthouse at 6. Good. Want to give us the last words before you leave? Let's go all out. We'll be relying on you. What a wonderful, trusting relation. I will do my best.
Alright. We can't afford any mistakes, especially not this time. Tomorrow's a big day for us, so let's give it our all.
The day has come. Are you all prepared? I showed it to Sis. She took it from my very own hands. Makoto.
I understand how you feel, but you mustn't be so downtrodden.
Yeah, if we screw this up, we're done for. It's way more than losing the place we belong. We could even lose our lives here, you know.
It'll be all right. I want...
But where's the treasure? Jekyll, it seems you came just as I planned. As she planned? Well, was that the treasure put on display to lure us here? So that's why we could faintly see its shape. I never expected you would be able to make it this far. But I'd much rather have the treasure than your words of praise. Where did you hide it? Come, we shall put an end to this once and for all. Seeing as though she wants us to pursue her. Damn it, she's mocking us. Let's go.
Do you have a moment?
Yes!
What kind of game will it be this time? No matter what you bring out, we will emerge victorious.
You're making a grave mistake if you think you have me cornered. I only guided you here because this place allows me to fight to my heart's content.
Sis.
When my father died in the line of duty, I hated his killer from the bottom of my heart. Dying to uphold justice sounds virtuous, but the ones left behind have to clean up the mess. Can you imagine the hardships I had to endure?
Perhaps I had overestimated her. I thought her reasoning would have been more noble somehow.
She's lost control. This is wrong.
Justice cannot yield to evil. I must win, no matter what.
This is nothing more than self-righteousness.
All
we need to do to determine who is right is battle. Now, why don't we begin?
What?
Is this?
A clash of brute strength is simply uncalled for on this stage.
What is she intending? No more coins or playing games! We ain't following your damn rules!
Oh, you will. There is no room for negotiation. You will know soon enough.
What was that?
Now come at me!
You'll save her, right?
All right, everyone, be on alert.
May the best player win!
All right, let's do it.
Persona!
Something else.
Opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
Go down!
You gotta figure out the weakness.
Persona! Go! Persona! Shall we?
Persona! Ha!
May the best player win!
Roulette time. Bet HP. What?
What the?
Now let us play a game of roulette. The stakes will be our lives. Of course, acts of violence are forbidden here. One must follow the rules.
We already told you. There's no way we're gonna follow your rules anymore.
That's fine by me. Such troublesome people will just face the penalty.
There's a penalty for not spinning the roulette. What should we do?
Maybe not.
Persona! Rabbit's Nest!
Let's try this.
Ah, so you've broken the rule. In that case, it's time you be penalized. This is your penalty.
Joker, are you alright?
Oh shit, okay.
What? This is the penalty?
Those who cannot follow rules are not to be tolerated. That is simply how society operates.
Persona! Persona! Hey!
Okay, then I'll just heal him.
Persona!
So I can't attack. Okay, fire enough. Guess I'll guard.
You will predict which pocket the ball will fall into. Now, the time has come for our first round. Choose where you will place your bet.
I'm almost positive she's going to try and cheat. But even if we bring that up, she'd just ignore us. We should go along with the game for now, and try to gain evidence on her methods of cheating.
I agree.
Well, how will you bet? Have you made your decision? Then let's see the results.
It's obviously rigged.
We lost. Have you figured anything out, Joker? Really? How is she doing it? I don't think that's the case. The ball did fall into. Let's try.
May the best player win.
Shit. This is the glass lid.
The stuff just... That must mean the betting changes every time.
Persona! Not this. Never mind.
Very well, time to make your bet. Well, how... Have you made your decision? Then let's see the results.
Oh, it's a glass. There's a glass lid.
We lost. Really? See, you're right. It did seem like the ball floated for a split second there.
How humiliating.
Let's catch her in the act so she can't talk her way out of it. Have someone snipe the pocket when that glass lid appears. You're in charge of choosing who's gonna be the sniper.
Let us expose her treachery. Leave it to me.
I'm ready whenever.
You want me to do?
Leave it to me.
You want me to do it?
Leave it to me. This is how it's done.
May the best player win.
This be? Okay. And I guess it gives me a chance to heal.
I'll use this.
The sniper is in their designated spot. All that's left is to wait for the next roulette spin.
Very well, time to make your bet. Well, how will you bet? Hopefully your prediction will be correct this time. What?
Joker! What was that about fair and square? You were totally cheating! You coward! What are you so quiet for? Say something!
Shut up! Shut up!
What the?
Cheating? Unfair? Silence! This is my world! I am the law! I am everything! No one in this world deserves to win except for me! If you still dare to defy my justice, then prepare to be totally crushed!
So this is her true nature? We're finally back to a normal fight. Good luck, Joker.
What? The roulette panel's changed?
How about this?
She's way more powerful than before. Don't underestimate her.
Go down!
Let's do this! Eat this!
I wonder, is the roulette what she resists, or like gonna be like, what's her weakness?
Persona!
My justice has revealed to me. I must purge
Okay,
all evil
it's basically the attack she does. It's random. Okay.
He's gonna go nuclear on us. Get ready!
Persona!
Don't rush it.
Strong and impervious to nuclear attacks?
Pal, strength.
Persona! You're mine!
Resist.
Strong and impervious to nuclear attacks? Persona! Persona! This one! What's with this?
Nope, that does not work.
Sorry, but they fell for that little slip. Persona! Strong and impervious
Definitely not fire.
Time for this?
Behave yourselves.
My skills exceed yours.
Ward off the enemy's attack.
It's time. Some other
Strong
way.
and impervious to nuclear attacks.
Persona!
Anubis! Ravage them!
Get ready. All right. Persona! Strong and impervious to nuclear attacks. Are you okay? Persona! She needs help!
That's not right.
Strong and impervious to nuclear attacks?
Persona! Not that.
I wonder how the heck does that work?
There. Very helpful.
Oh, that's a big help. Persona!
What was that?
Sorry for the trouble. For that little slip. Allow me. Not fair.
Oh my god, what am I supposed to do?
My wrath.
Die on my blade!
Let's go. There.
Persona! This one. Sorry.
How does the roulette work?
It's time. No.
Strong and impervious to nuclear
go.
attacks?
Not that.
Not resist! My justice has revealed to me. I must judge evil with an icy heart! Take this!
River's on the ground! Are you okay? Ah! Go! Power up! She's gearing up for an ice attack. Be careful. It's strong. It has a significant resistance to ice.
Persona! Principality! Go down!
Hit the top back up! Start the counterattack! Ha! Persona! What next? Using this! Thank you so much!
Take this!
River's on the ground! Are you okay? It's strong.
Come!
Significant resistance
Ravage
to
them!
ice. Power back up! Start the counterattack! Persona! Come!
Persona! Persona! Use this!
Thank you!
Only victory matters. To guarantee it, you have to, no matter what happens.
What kind of logic is that? It's about time you came to your senses. He's on the ground! Are you okay?
Getting dizzy.
Crow's completely dizzy. His accuracy is low. It's strong. It has
Let's go.
significant resistance
Go
to
down.
ice. Hammer got back up! Start the counterattack! Persona! Take this! Like this!
What is that? Take this!
Hammer's on the ground! Are you okay?
Dodge, damn it!
Persona!
Persona.
Joker, you missed? Now I'm pissed. Get ready!
I will win!
Persona!
Persona! You gotta hit them!
Which one is it gonna be? Well, that's Almighty, I think.
What's going on?
I'm right. I'm always right. That's why I have to be the victor. All who stand in my way will be crushed. Don't stand in the way of my victory! Sassy brat!
The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
Come! Ravage them!
What was that?
You missed? The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
So physical attacks, huh? Okay.
Die on my blade!
Close down. We need backup
Oh
here.
fuck.
Persona. Hold on. Okay.
I'll repay you somehow.
Persona! Behold! You gotta hit them! The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
Die, die, die! Hurry and die!
You okay? Focus on healing up.
All right. I'm grateful.
Much obliged. Thank you. Persona!
Okay, I get it. She's buffed, but okay, I have to do my strongest attacks.
Shall we?
Manifest!
Die, die, die! Sassy brat!
Come!
My thanks.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's a big help. Get
Coward!
All right. Persona!
Almost got it. Almost got it. Just a bit more.
No, you gotta watch them.
I just need to win. As long as I can win. That's all that matters. Die, die, die!
Persona!
Very helpful.
I'm very grateful. Thank you. Let's do this. Eat this. Persona!
Persona!
Don't stand in the way of my victory! Hurry and die!
Focus on
There we go. That was a pretty cool boss fight.
I leveled up.
Nicely done. Put it to good use. I got a new power. How should I use this?
So I've lost.
Sis!
That's only a shadow. Why are you so...
Quiet!
Sorry.
We'll go grab the treasure.
Makoto?
I don't think it's wrong to bring light to evils which can't be judged by law. That's all the Phantom Thieves have been trying to do too. But these aggressive investigations? Twisting the truth for your own personal gain? Please. You have to think back to the feelings you had when you first wanted to be a prosecutor. Think about your justice, sis.
My justice.
Try to remember how you used to be.
How I...
Nijima-san. She's just like my father. What caused them to change like this?
Even though their own desires were the cause, succumbing to such distorted thoughts is strange. Is there another reason they don't know of?
We found it.
The investigation will now be able to proceed. The suspicions against you will be lifted as well. This deal we made was a great experience for me. To think that I, a detective, would act alongside the Phantom Thieves.
To continue that?
By no means. This shall be the end of our working together. That was part of our promise. You haven't forgotten, have you?
All right, we don't need to stay here any longer. Are you all right?
I am. Let's go.
Huh? Enemy readings! When did they... They're gathering outside!
For real? What the hell's going on?
Look at those numbers.
This doesn't look good.
We defeated the palace ruler and even stole the treasure, yet the shadows are still restless. It doesn't make any sense. What's going on here?
There are more coming? This'll be dangerous if we don't do something.
Huh? We need to go now. Those guys in black suits are almost here. We'll be done for if we get surrounded.
A team this large would be discovered immediately. We had best split up for our escape. No, that's too dangerous.
Joker?
Let him do it, Queen. He's...
I'll distract him.
I'm sure you ain't gonna die. It's you we're talking about here.
Please don't do anything reckless, okay?
I'll never forgive you if you don't make it back.
You still haven't fulfilled our deal, remember?
Even more are coming!
This truly is a painfully reluctant parting.
It seems we had best hurry.
We'll see you later.
Just make sure she does not get assassinated.
There's someone here.
He's here. Move in immediately.
Good. Now get running.
This is our only
Oh, this is just like the opening of the game.
Calm. You can get away now.
This is literally the opening of the game.
What was that? Don't worry about us. Just concentrate on getting away. But I have to say, showing yourself above that crowd earlier was an excellent move. Nice work as always, Joker. I bet, Skull.
There he is!
Just run! Get out of there! Okay, the enemy's focus is on him. Looks like the rest... Everyone remember where we're meeting up? Don't worry.
Stop right there!
Get away!
Take him down, Joker!
Another you that exists within. Ah, we meet once again. You have progressed well through your recollections. Last spring, you awakened to this furious power. Now, use that power and defeat the enemies before you!
Comparing power levels.
Persona!
No, the opponent is strong. Don't
Come.
do anything reckless.
Go down!
This'll hurt.
Everyone else? Use Route B.
Your fate will soon be determined. Recall everything. Remember the bonds you have forged with your friends. If you are fated to continue past this point, then we shall surely meet again.
Okay, pull out before their backup gets here. Good. You defeated them with ease. More of them? Be careful!
I'll end this right now.
Joker, it's her! She's the weird reading I've been getting!
My weak self relied on you so much. That ends today. Let's do this, Senpai!
The enemy readings have decreased? That's...
It's been a while since we last fought side by side. But this time, it's my turn to come to your aid, Senpai. Now let's win this!
Persona! Ravage Snap!
Up to you.
Allow me! Show them, Sondrion! Go get him! A perfect 10!
It's pretty cool how it ties back into the tutorial section.
I think that's the last of them.
I genuinely have no clue what just happened, but I take it you're okay? Wait, bad news. Enemy backup's headed your way. You need to book it right now.
Please go. I'm going to make it harder for them to track you down. You still have something you need to do as a Phantom Thief, right? Then I won't stop you. Since I'm not a member of the Phantom Thieves, I'm in no position to interfere. However, please don't forget the promise we made, okay?
Joker, you need to get out of there. Go, go, go!
All right, let's do it.
He's not alone. Find them and kill them all.
Something wrong? The exit should be up ahead.
You're there.
That's just how it is. After that commotion, the bottom floor's completely closed off. Hey, can you make it?
Over there. There's nowhere to run.
See ya.
What a show off. You're so reckless, you know that? Enemies here?
What's wrong?
These readings. It can't be.
What happened?
An ambush? Joker, can you handle this?
Joker!
Oh no!
Capture him!
Yeah, it's Trap. Holy crap. Yeah, that was one big trap.
Suspect secure.
Didn't expect to find some kid. You have your teammate to thank for this. You were sold out.
Suspect confirmed. Cuff it.
Guess the drug was too strong. Wake him up. No dozing off. You still don't get it, do you? Give it up! Come on, cooperate. What? You want another shot? Huh? What about the camera? Are you thinking it can be used as video evidence? So you're not that dumb. Which is good, because we get to take as much time as we need. Obstruction of justice, blackmail, defamation, possession of weapons. Manslaughter too, yeah? Talk about the works. To think that all those crimes were led by a punk like this. And you seem to be enjoying every second of it. Huh? You should know your place. Sign here. It's a confession under your name. I see. I need your hand to sign this, but I don't care if you end up losing a leg. Don't expect to walk out of here in one piece. We are going to make you understand. One must take full responsibility for their actions.
Excuse me, but this area's off.
I'm Nijima from the public prosecutor's office.
The prosecutor's office? What business do you have here?
Just let me through. It's urgent. There's something I need to confirm with the suspect.
Nijima-san, I believe this case is no longer in your jurisdiction. Besides...
You prosecutor sign Nijima? There's a call from your director. Hurry and get it over with. To be frank, you're being an inconvenience.
I thought I ordered you to stand
I wonder where this is gonna go. Holy crap.
I'm responsible for this case, yet I'm not even being allowed an interrogation?
I'm calling because I knew you'd bring it up.
I will not be convinced unless I confirm it for myself. This is my case.
Good luck to you then. I won't be expecting much, though.
Prosecutor, I forgot to mention something important. Your time will be cut short. We can't permit you to talk with him for long. It's for your own sake. His methods are unknown. After all, we don't even know if it's safe to simply...
You guys seem to know all my methods, but whatever.
I understand.
Well done on making it this far, inmate. Now that you have traversed your long, perilous recollection, you truly have entered the present. The effects of that drug are gonna wear off soon. This is your golden opportunity. You must grasp the truth that will save you from the brink of ruin. The evil influence who wishes you dead is fast approaching. If you want to win this unreasonable game, if you wish to take back your stolen future, recall the bonds you formed with your allies, and grasp the truth that will save you from the brink of ruin.
Ha 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 ha.
I see. So that's what led to your ending up here. What a disappointing end to the hero of justice. I still can't believe it. But I now have a general idea of the methods you used for your crimes. There's much more I'd like to ask, but my allotted time is nearly up. I do have a suggestion, though. Care to strike a deal? If you cooperate with me, I'll consider lightening your sentence. I have a responsibility to solve this case. I will win, even if it means brokering a deal with you. Your operation was leaked and you failed to change my heart. There's no point in being obstinate now. You've corrupted the order of this country and caused an uprising against its very existence. You'll most likely be given life imprisonment or the death penalty, unless you accept my proposal. Going forward, I will read a list of people who are closest to you and this case. Tell me honestly whether or not the following are involved with the Phantom Thieves. First, the friend who you've been with since the day you transferred to Shujin, Ryuji Sakamoto. One of the victims of the Kamoshida case, An Takamaki. Ichiryusai Madarame's pupil, Yusuke Kitagawa. The daughter of Wakaba Ishiki, Futaba Sakura. The heiress to the Okumura Foods legacy and daughter of its CEO, Haru Okumura. And the frequently probing student council president of Shujin Academy, Makoto Nijima. Those are your accomplices in the Phantom Thieves case, are they not? So you won't sell out your friends. Then let me change the question. I find it hard to believe that high schoolers could have pulled off these crimes by themselves. Were there not others outside of your direct group who encouraged your crimes or lent their aid? Not to repeat myself, but remember that your life will be forfeit if your sentence is not lightened. You had the cooperation of people outside your group, did you not? Can you tell me about them? I see. So you won't speak a word about either your teammates or your collaborators. Do you even understand the position that you're in? Let's discuss one other person, Goro Akechi. There are reports that he was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves as well. Might he be a part of your team too? So Goro Akechi wasn't one of you. Very well. So be it. You clearly have no intention of bargaining with me. Even now, you're still acting as though you're a hero of justice. Your teammates have sacrificed you in order to escape, yet you wish to defend their honor? Why won't you talk about them? Don't be ridiculous. You're the one suspected of foul crimes. Justice? Then tell me, what is this justice you speak of? Saving others? What an awfully simple response. You continue to stand firm. Are you implying that we have no evidence on you? You're right. We have nothing. And it doesn't help that your story sounds like a fairy tale. But many people have fallen victim to this. We need to learn the truth. The truth, huh? I don't even know what's right anymore. And it's all due to your strange story. After all this, you're still... Are you listening? The side effects of the truth serum should be wearing off. I won't be deceived by such a poor act.
realized it too then. It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way he could have reacted like that if he hadn't heard me.
Hey. Can you hear me? It seems your mind is clearing up. But unfortunately, my time has run out. Although I find your story to be quite interesting, I won't be able to speak with you any longer. Huh? What are you getting at? That's right. No matter the results of this case, I won't be receiving credit. I even had to call in a large favor just to conduct this interrogation.
So, how did that thing we asked you to look into go? Nijima mentioned a special interrogation room, didn't she? Good. It looks like we can make this work if we lure them there.
Hey. Hey, are you listening? Our time's up. We're done talking here. Goodbye. Do you mean this interrogation room? Why wouldn't I know about it? What an odd thing to ask. Anyhow, there's one last thing I want to ask you. There's something that's been bothering me for some time now. Recently, I was removed from my post as head of this investigation and was told to remain on standby. A short while later, I received word you were caught in the act, within some bizarre phenomenon. But that was all I was told. You were told someone sold you out, correct? If that's true, who could it have been? Don't you have any idea?
My suspicions were true in the end. Still, to think his true intention was to sell us out.
Who?
All that's left is to figure out a way to hand it over. It's all up to you, leader.
Who sold us out? Alright.
Okay then. Giving him the phone without arousing suspicion will be easier said than done. We'll be counting on you to pull this one off.
What's wrong? Might you have an idea as to who sold you out?
I want to make a deal with you.
Yes, very well. Go on. If you know something, you must tell me. I won't allow things to end like this.
The confiscated item.
Confiscated? You mean this phone? It's yours, isn't it? I've been told the lock on it is quite complicated, but it's only a matter of time until it's cracked. What's so important about this smartphone? Are you going to unlock it and show me the data?
Let's let her sleep. She hasn't slept for days while she's been getting that app ready. Now we gotta figure out a way to show him the phone. Makoto and the others should have told you. I'm talking about the true culprit here. You know, the traitor.
Hey! What are you trying to get at here? And what about this smartphone?
Show it to the true culprit.
The true culprit?
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life.
Please. I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to show this to?
I already told you.
What do you... My God. You're referring to him, aren't you?
Yes. You need to trust me.
What are you plotting? I can't even begin to fathom it. But it appears my time is up. This is as far as our conversation can go. This will be my last involvement with this case. Very well. I've listened to your whole story, so I may as well play along to the end. And that honest look in your eyes. I used to view the world the same way too once. I'll place my bet on you. I just need to show him the phone, right?
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of judgment, granting thee infinite power.
All right. All right.
I'll be going now. What good will this do, though?
Oh, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Freaking Akeshi freaking betrayed us.
Why are you here?
Why do you seem so surprised?
I needed my director to step in to get access, and I was directly responsible.
Because she freaking betrayed us, didn't he?
You get approval.
For the same reason you did. I am heading up the investigation team after all. It's only natural I'd have the right to interrogate our culprit as well, don't you think?
They assigned you command?
That was a joke, of course. I'm merely here to assist with the public security interrogation. I am surprised it's this far underground, though. There aren't any others incarcerated here, yes? Nobody would ever know if things got a little violent.
If I remember correctly, didn't you say there was another culprit besides the Phantom Thieves?
That was but a lie I spread to set them up. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I had deceived you.
Oh my god, he betrayed us, didn't he? I bet he's the traitor.
So it was you. You're the one who sold out the Phantom Thieves. I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to show this to? My god. You're referring to him, aren't you?
Is there a problem?
Akechi-kun, does this phone look familiar to you?
Hmm? Excuse me? What is this phone?
It belonged to the leader of the Phantom Thieves. I believe you'll need it for your investigation.
Not personally. I was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves myself, remember?
True. This is undoubtedly a great accomplishment. Good luck in there.
Foolish woman. May I ask that you accompany me? Going in unarmed to interrogate a murderer makes me uncomfortable.
Huh? What are you?
I owe you for all of this. Thanks. That's right. You and your little friends were vital to our plan, and now it will be completed. Your popularity truly was quite stunning. That just made using you all the more worthwhile.
Freaking traitor, man. There was a traitor among us.
Have you finally pieced it all together? Case closed. This is how your justice ends.
Wait, what? The heck just happened?
Hmm?
Shido-san, my job is complete.
I've told you not to call me by name. Regardless, all that's left is to deal with the remnants.
The continued deaths of these teenagers would be a bit much, don't you think? I considered making it appear they had a falling out, but that would only amplify public frenzy. It would be best to have each of them meet with an unfortunate accident once the storm blows over.
Is there any possibility they'll want to avenge their leader?
No chance. They're nothing but cattle anyway. They have no backbone without his guidance. I will keep my eye on them just in case, though.
I'll be counting on you.
They will live their lives cowering in fear of death. An apt punishment for obstructing our work.
Make sure to kill that strange cat once you find it as well.
Understood. Though I doubt there's anything to worry about. It's merely a cat, after all. More importantly, they should be dealing with the suicide right about now. Things will become quite busy once the word gets out. I'll need to prepare my comments on the matter.
I must be prepared to deal with it on my end as well. Beyond that, what of the director of the Special Investigations Unit?
Perhaps he'll be struck by a mysterious illness sometime soon.
No, it can't be. Even me. God damn it. Shit.
What was all that about, showing him this phone? The Phantom Thief Alibaba? Who is this?
I am Alibaba, a member of the Phantom Thieves. I inquire as to your justice, Sai Nijima.
How do they know I have this?
Goro Akechi is evil. He didn't come to interrogate the captured Phantom Thief. He came to kill him.
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
Don't trust the guard either. He's an accomplice as well. Now then, I'll tell you detailed steps to take. You must save him.
You want me to save him?
Huh?
What is it?
Nothing. Anyway, what brings you here? I thought you were done with your business.
Did anyone else stop by? Nobody?
There'd be no reason for anyone else to come down here.
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So it's all true.
Of course it's true. Is something the matter?
It's Akechi-kun. He had to take a sudden call, so he won't be able to make it down today.
Huh?
I've been asked to handle things instead.
You? But...
You know, if you stay here, they'll likely get rid of you to eliminate any evidence. I suggest you go into hiding at once if you value your life.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't say a word of what transpired here. Trust nobody. Forget this ever happened.
And now we return to our continued report. This morning, the police have announced that they've detained a suspect who may in fact be the leader of the Phantom Thieves group. The suspect is reported to be a young man who's...
Can I get you to look over here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he got caught. That group sure was something.
Yeah.
So the next shoot got me thinking. How about we have you do an idol thing, you know? That cool?
What a surprise to think that the one behind all this is just a minor.
But considering how quickly they announced his arrest, the police must surely be confident in the outcome of this case.
Hmm? Well, I'll be. Goodness, look at you now. It's been a while, Ryuji.
Huh?
You
Yeah.
stopped visiting so abruptly, everyone was worried about you. It's your second year, right? Are you still doing track and field? I'd love to see you run again.
Also, the young man continues to remain silent, refusing to implicate any potential accomplices. However, considering the number of charges brought against him...
I wonder if something happened.
Yeah.
You seemed stumped for once. Not feeling it today?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not chiding you. Just do as normal at your own pace. With your skills, there's no need to worry about your future.
Normal. Right.
He's just a high school student. How do you think he was contacting the others?
The police here can search any online communications. His accomplices may slip up eventually.
Still, it seems the Phantom Thieves' most recent targets have gone comatose. Actual harm has been done here.
Given the lack of physical violence, their method is still a mystery. Regardless, the police are looking into attempted murder charges.
You never turned it in? That's quite the surprise. I thought I lost it this whole time.
I'm sorry.
Well, your grades are excellent. And you're student council president. I'm sure you'll be admitted anywhere you apply. That one phantom thief should have followed your example. You hear? It seems he was caught. Some high schooler. I wonder why he turned to a life of crime.
We also received information that the young man was placed on probation for assault.
Because of his previous record, he had to leave his hometown. Perhaps his motive lies there.
I believe your father can rest in peace now. That phantom thief could never have changed anything. Only a handful of people are qualified to alter the world. So you've been coming home late. That's what I've heard. I make a good playmate, you know.
We have breaking news. The young man being held in custody has committed suicide. The police have confirmed his death, although details have not been released. To repeat, the suspect has committed suicide while in
Custody. This station will continue to report any further updates as they arrive.
It may be difficult to uncover his methods now. Perhaps that's why he decided to take this course of action.
It's funny that they tell the news that I'm dead when I'm still alive. That's funny. I'm not dead. What are you talking about? I survived. Sai Nijima is going to save me.
You're shitting me. We got him.
Ryuji's like, we got him. See, I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine.
It would seem as though you have been killed. But why were you killed? Why did you have to die? Do you remember? It seems you forgot an important fact while your consciousness was hazy. Indeed, your death was a necessity for your escape from certain doom. What a tremendous plan. How might you be capable of executing such a feat? Well then, let us rouse the memories which are missing.
That was during the school festival.
Hey, they're going. You realized it too, then. It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way he could have reacted like that if he hadn't heard me.
we can't trust him.
My thoughts exactly. It was your social studies trip. We met him in the hallway of that TV station. There's no way that this is the first time he's heard my voice. This whole deal feels sketchy. Yeah. It's impossible not to think that of him. Okay. Let's get everyone on the same page right away. There's something else we want you to look into. One more person has been on our mind. If it's possible, I want to eavesdrop on their phone conversation. That'll be tough. Right. It's a necessity.
I'd have to plant a bug directly on the phone.
So it's impossible even for you.
Oh wait, that's why she picked up his phone, right?
Impossible.
Remember in the LeBlanc when Futaba picked up Akechi's phone? This is why Futaba picked up Akechi's phone.
That's perfect. An incredible one.
Yes, I wonder if we'll be okay. It'll be easy. Oh my god, I remember this part. It's when Futaba picks up the phone. Okay, and then... Am I still there?
I see. So we're going to use this place.
It'll be a gamble.
I think it's gonna work. You can't tell a thing.
It seems you finally remember. There are still things that must be done.
And he left, and then I basically faked it, right? Oh, it was a shadow. Ah. Perfect. We tricked him. Managed to trick him. Right, well, I guess I'll save here, and I'll keep playing, I'll play more Persona 5 Royal next time. So see you guys next time, more Persona 5 Royal, and then we'll see where this goes, right?